today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on this look using some single eyeshadows that I sort of like duped the Lime Crime Venus 3 palette. In one of my videos last week, I had done an anti-haul of some palettes I really wanted, but I wasn't going to buy. So this is one of these palettes that I really like. The purple tones, the mauves, really pretty, and a little bit different than other palettes that I own. I own a lot of like generic kind of neutral everyday kind of colors, but this one was a palette that really spoke to me color wise. But I knew I had so many single shadows I could probably at least come up with something similar to this palette without having to buy it. So I do have to say, not all of these colors are 100% like exact dupes. So what I mean by that is a lot of these are going to be very close colors. Some might be like really close, some might just kind of give you more of the idea of the color. Now I do have a lot of Coastal Scents eyeshadows, but I don't have them all, and I do not own the Lime Crime palette, so I can't shadow for shadow dupe it out in person. So what I'm going for this like kind of mini series is pictures of swatches and product pictures. I try to look at a whole bunch of different ones and different lightings because there's so many different pictures of like one single palette, and it will look so different in other people's videos or posts or pictures or anything like that, all because of the lighting, skin tone, just so many different factors. So if you haven't seen what the Lime Crime Venus 3 palette looks like, this is what it looks like. I think it's really pretty, definitely a little bit more different than things that I personally own, so that's why it really kind of spoke to me. So getting started, this is the palette I created. So overall, you know, just like a quick glance, it's very similar colors. There are some that are slightly off. The first one here is called Violetteville. This one is a matte color. I do have to say that I think that the color Dreamy, which this is kind of corresponding to, is a little bit more of a pinker kind of tone. So again, this is not like a 100% color for color dupe, but out of my collection, that was the closest thing I had. The next one here is called Silver Lilac, and this one corresponds to the color Beam. Next one here is called Mauve Frost, and this one corresponds to Heavenly. Then the final one on the top row is Peach Fuzz, and this one corresponds to the color Rapture. Next on the bottom row, this one is called Maroon Berry. This one is a matte color, and I really like how this one performs. It's so deep and dark and just really rich. And this one corresponds to the color Ecstasy. The next one is Amethyst, and this one corresponds to the color Paradise. Next is Tulip Pink, and this one corresponds to Bliss. Again, I think Bliss is a little bit more of a warmer, kind of peachier pink kind of color, but again, this is what I have, and I feel like overall this look came out really nicely. So this one corresponds to the color Bliss, and then the final color here is called Light Plum, and this one corresponds to Beloved in the Lime Crime palette. I do think Beloved is a little bit more of a slightly browner kind of silvery purple kind of color, but again, that's what I have. So really quickly, I will do a price breakdown of this palette. So the original Lime Crime Venus 3 palette costs $38, and it has 8 shadows in it. So the price per shadow for this palette would be $4.75 for each shadow, and the size of these are 2 grams each, so that brings down the price per gram to $2.38. So for my dupe palette, this is the Coastal Scents Hotpots at regular price. So if you were to buy all 8 of these shadows that I'm suggesting in this video, the price of the whole palette together would be $23.60. So I actually think that's a really big price difference between these. So if you are looking for something that will give you that general like feeling and that vibe of the Venus 3 palette, but you want to save a little bit of money, I suggest doing this. So the Coastal Scents shadows per shadow is $2.95 each, and the price per gram for this is $1.96 per gram of eyeshadow. So the Coastal Scents eyeshadows are 1.5 grams and the Venus ones are 2 grams. So you're getting a little less shadow in the Coastal Scents one, but almost half the price of the actual shadow. Another thing I really love about the Coastal Scents Hot Pot is a few times a year they will do a really big sale where the Hot Pots are all 99 cents a piece. So that is like a huge discount. So if you get these while they are doing a Hot Pot sale for all of these shadows, for 8 of them, the price of this whole palette would be $7.92. So that is a huge price difference from $38 to, you know, about $8. So the price per shadow for the Coastal Scents when they're on sale is of course 99 cents a piece, and that brings the price per gram down to 66 cents per gram of eyeshadow. So I don't know about you, but if you have ever used Coastal Scent Hotpots, I really like them. I think they're such a good quality for the price of them, and for me personally, I only buy them when they are on sale for 99 cents, so I don't think I've ever paid full price for like a hot pot. But even if you do, you know, want to get a few of them, I think that they're still really good. I do have to say, with some hot pot colors, like very few, I find that like majority of these, I would say like 95% of them are really nice. I do have like a few here or there that I'm like, I feel like these could just be a little bit better, but as far as most of them, I find that these are just like some phenomenal eyeshadows for being so inexpensive. And I have so many eyeshadows, and I just feel like these for the price is like just unbeatable. Like I said, I really recommend these. I think that they're so great. You can really build up your makeup collection with a lot of really good quality eyeshadows for such an inexpensive price if you take advantage of their like hot pot sales. I don't know if there's like a specific time that they do it, but I do feel like they have the sales probably like maybe like 3 or 4 times a year. So this is the look that I came up with, and I will also include a really quick tutorial on how to do this. Okay, so the first color I'm going to use is this color here. This is Tulip from Coastal Scents. So I'm going to start by placing this on the crease area, and I'm going to kind of keep it a little bit more on the outer half, and then just blend whatever's left over on my brush to the inner part of my crease. Next, I'm going to use this dark color here. This is the Coastal Scents color Maroon Berry. So I'm going to keep this more on the outer portion of my crease and blend that inward just a bit. This is the darkest color in the palette, so that's going to be where I'm going to get most of my depth from. Then I'm going to take that color again and try to keep it mainly on the inner half and leave that center portion open. With the same color on a pencil brush, I'm going to run this on the lower lash line, again keeping that on the outermost part and then on the innermost part. The next color I'm going to use is this one here. This one from Coastal Scents is called Violetteville. So this one I'm just kind of using to diffuse that line just a little bit more, but again, this one's, I'm using it super subtly, so it doesn't matter that this one is not the perfect color. Next, I'm going to use this color. This one's called Amethyst, and I'm going to apply this to the center of the lid where we left that open, and I'm just going to kind of blend that inward. And then I'm going to use my finger and I'm going to press it onto the lid. I find that this is a good way to really kind of get those shimmers to show up a lot more with pretty much any shimmer in general. Next, I'm going to be using this color. This is called Silver Lilac. So I'm going to, again, take this with my finger and press this mostly in the center of my lid just to kind of give it that more halo look. Next, I'm going to use this color here. This one is Peach Fuzz. So this one I'm going to use kind of like an inner corner highlight. And so I'm just going to apply it in my tear duct area. Then finally, I'm going to be using this color here. This one is Light Plum, and I'm going to apply that on the bottom center portion that we left open. The final thing I'm going to do is add just a little bit of this glitter eyeshadow. This one is from Peripera, and this one is in the color Pink Melody. This is totally optional, but I just really love how a little pop of glitter looks, so I'm just going to apply this in the centermost portion of my lid. This will also kind of help exaggerate that kind of halo effect as well, but that's completely optional. I just really love these and I can't get enough glitter. So I'm gonna finish off with my eyeliner, mascara, and come back and show you the final result. So this is the final look for the eyes. I really like how it turned out. I think it's a really fun, bright kind of purple look that I don't normally do, and I think it's just really fun kind of colors, and I think overall I achieved a very similar look that you could get with the Venus 3 palette without actually having to own it. And I don't have time for actual lashes, but just like imagine like how that would look with like a really pretty pair of like really dramatic eyelashes. I think that would be so pretty, but nobody got time for that today. So this is the overall look. I ended up finishing off the lips with a little bit more of like a pinky purple toned kind of lipstick. So for the lip liner, I used the ColourPop Lippie stick or Lippie pencil in the color Brills. This one's actually really purple and like lavender toned, but whenever I applied this lipstick on top, it kind of like, you know, mellowed that out a bit. So the color I used on my lips is from Dose of Colors, and this is called Love Potion. So this one's kind of like more of like a lavendery kind of pink, but I think it still stems a little bit more towards like the pink side than lavender. But when those two kind of like mix together, I feel like it just kind of gives this really pretty, bold kind of lip that kind of goes with the eyes a lot. So that's pretty much it for this like duping palette kind of series. I really like doing this, and I think I want to do more in the future. So if there are any like super popular palettes that you want me to try to like dupe these with, leave them in the comments below, and I would love to like kind of research it and look for colors that will dupe it. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, link is below. And until my next video, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.